Good day, Virgo, and welcome to my channel. This is your weekly reading for June 2nd to the 8th. If you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope this reading resonates with you. Let's go ahead and check out your affirmation for the week. I'm adventurous. I overcome fears by following my dreams. I'm adventurous. I overcome my fears by following my dreams. Universe speak, spirits guide. What needs to be known, what lessons need to be learned. Ooh, good news. That's your main energy. Good news. New success is coming. All right. In the form of a letter, a gift, or maybe even an email or something. But this could be multiple coming in this position. So, yeah, good news coming, but you might fear it, right? And maybe you're asking yourself, why the hell would I fear good news? Well, I always go to this one. Maybe it's a job. Let's say it's a job, and you don't feel like you're qualified for it. That could be the fear, that you feel like you're not qualified for whatever it may be. But it doesn't matter if you're qualified or not. That's the thing about stuff, okay? This is what people don't get. So let's say maybe you don't have the college degree or whatever that this specific job requires or whatever. You could always go to college while you work, right? You could always take the classes and while you're working, or you just learn as you go, because most things, that's how it goes. You can learn only so much out of a book in school, right? Hands-on is way more learning than anything, right? Once you get your hands on the actual experience, that's when you actually learn how it works, right? The books can just tell you the details, but it can't tell you how it's actually going to run, how your body is going to react, and how your mind is going to react to what that job is. So definitely go for it, okay? Fear not. There's nothing that you need to fear. You will learn as you go, okay? You will learn as you go. Just keep that in mind, all right? Then you got some self-pity going on here at the beginning of the week. All right. Now, this might be something about the past. You need to leave the past in the past. You need to forgive it, forgive yourself, and move on. But you will feel sorrow, despair, and whatnot when it comes to the beginning of this week here. But you need to get yourself out of that. Okay. You need to get yourself out of that self pity as soon as possible. All right. Especially since you have a chance to make a harvest. Yeah, so some past effort of yours is about to start paying out. Okay, maybe not a whole lot, but it's going to start paying out. Like, say if you had an Etsy shop, all right, or a YouTube channel, or maybe you were a carpenter or whatever, and you just gave up because shit just wasn't working out. Nobody was hiring you, nobody was buying your wares, watching your videos, whatever. Well, this week there's going to be an increase in people either buying your wares, asking you about your wares, asking you about your carpentry work, watching your videos, liking your videos. And when you see that happen with whatever this past effort is, you need to jump on it, okay? You need to jump on it and start making more wares, start making more videos, start, telling people, yeah, I'm a carpenter, blah, 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 blah. All right. Start laying those seeds down and doing more work and getting more work. And by doing so, you're going to build a harvest, okay? But here's the thing, being an entrepreneur, I know for a fact, okay, my biggest problem with any kind of like self-made business or anything, the reason why it's always failed is because I give up. I give up. Things take longer than I expect, and I give up. I get discouraged by that, and that with the self-pity here, that's going to be bad for you, right? Because you're going to have this self-pity energy here at the beginning of the week when you have this coming up. So you really need to get yourself out of that self-pity, all right, and really focus on this. Okay, understand that things take a while. But the bigger thing that I'm learning is that sometimes there's also things that we don't do or learn when we're building a business. The business end, right? We might have the creative end, done, but we don't look at the business end, advertising, publishing, marketing, getting people to work for us, all that shit, right? That's a whole nother monster besides our creations and whatnot. Okay, so you need to learn about that. And if you want to know how to learn about that, YouTube. YouTube has an amazing amount of things to teach you. I mean, you could literally become a partial like mechanic with YouTube because like everything's on there. Anyway, five of diamonds, or yeah, five of diamonds. Here's another thing that can bring you down on building this harvest: financial loss. But understand that yes, this is a struggle, but I, usually when this card comes up, it's not the biggest struggle. You could turn it into a big struggle, but it's not really that big of a struggle. So don't turn this into something that's not right. It will be a struggle, but you will recover all loss. In fact, I feel like you know that you will recover all loss. So don't let it go to your head. Be careful with people. I'm hearing people telling you, oh, you're out of money. Oh, that sucks. Blah blah blah. This could be anything. This could be a flat tire that you had to fix. Right? Not that big of a deal. Like yeah, you'll be out of that money, but it's not that big of a deal. Things happen, shit happens. That's life. Save money. Yeah, so here in the middle of the week, the cards are telling you to save money, which is funny because you have financial loss. So I would say I would say even before the middle of the week, just start saving money. I say save money the whole week because it's just going to make life that much easier. If you're not worried about, that financial loss is going to be a lot easier on you. And if you save money, you're not going to be worried about that financial loss as much because maybe you already had the money to cover it, right? Oh, here we go. I knew it. I knew I heard people. You got the snakes in the grass, seven of clubs. So yeah, there are people, either a couple or a group of people who are talking shit. They're just talking shit. Like they're trying to make you feel bad for this financial loss. They're going to try to make you feel bad about your past effort and be like, oh, well, that failed. Why would you go back to that? Shit like that. So be careful of the people that you listen to right now because they are snakes and they have a snake's tongue, right? They want to confuse you in love, sabotage you at work, stop you from building a harvest, keep you in that self pity, make you think that financial loss is bigger than what it is. So, yeah, you got people working against you. So, and they would probably even like when this good news comes in, they're going to cause you fear. They're going to be like, hey, you can't do that job. You're not qualified for it. Shit like that. Broken communication. So there is some broken communication, right? You need to seek out wisdom. Seek out the wisest person that you know that knows what's the basics of the communication set forth in front of you. Like say it's about math, then find the person that you know that knows the most about math. Relationships, same thing. Find the person that knows most about relationships, and they will help you fix this broken communication. Okay, but this broken communication, I really do feel is these snakes in the grass. I don't think there's any broken communication there. I see you kind of arguing with these people, but what you need to do is not even argue with them. Okay, maybe I'm the wisdom that you need for the broken communication. And my wisdom for you is that if the broken communication is with a group of people or a couple, and it has to do with them downgrading you about your past, making you worry about financials or something new that's coming into your life, I just wouldn't listen to them. I wouldn't try to fix that communication. I would not listen to them and continue to go on with your life. And I knew it. I knew this card was going to come up. The Eight of Diamonds. Yes, there is an unexpected positive happening coming. Okay. But the problem here is that when it comes, you are going to be in like in a bad state. This is sunshine coming in, but it's raining where you are, right? And you need to see past that rain, past that emotional stress, past that worry, past all that fear, and all that crap. You need to see past it, okay? And see that unexpected happening. This isn't job and money, okay? This is something about job and money. Like I said, I think it's this good news coming in, or at least part of the good news coming in. Okay, because I think this is part of your good news too, is this harvest. This ability to make a harvest, to make something from the past finally work for you by doing a little bit more work yourself. Okay. Um, so yeah, but I think that there's something else coming here at the end, maybe an investor, for your harvest or whatever. But this is something with job and money. So when somebody comes to you and they're like, "Hey, I got this for you. I got this job for you," or whatever it may be, don't shoot them down because your emotions, because you're in self pity mode, or you got people downgrading, or you're worried about your finances. Don't let that fuck you up, because this isn't going to come back around. This is one of those at the moment things. It might come back around like a year or two later, but if you want it now, you need to jump on it. So somebody comes to you with something at the end of the week, and you're in a bad mood, whatever that may be, depression, anger, sadness, whatever it is, uh, you need to be able to focus and be like, oh, this is that moment. This is that moment that this good thing's coming to me, and be able to say something like, I'm very interested and I do want this, but can we talk about it at a later date? And then work on this, work on that self pity, work on all that stuff so that you can talk to this person as soon as possible. All right? Because this is a good thing. So you got some really good things coming in for you. I think they're all connected, but you also have self pity, financial loss, snakes in the grass, broken communication. So you do got a lot of things working against you, but like anything else, it is up to you. It is up to you to keep control of your thoughts, up to you to make sure that you say the right things. These things are up to you. I know that sometimes that can be hard. Trust me, I know they can be hard. I have a very hard time focusing when my emotions are everywhere and I'm overwhelmed. So trust me, but do your best. Don't try, do your best. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what the rider cards have to say. Chariot, yes, push forward, move forward. Hell, even possibly uh, go on a voyage somewhere, walking or riding a bike, or even traveling in a vehicle. Do some travel, and that'll bring you peace of mind. I think that's going to help you. I think uh, by doing some travel, this is actually more pushing forward towards the things that you want. So definitely do that. But I also feel like a little travel here wouldn't be bad to maybe clear your head of this darkness, this rain, this emotional stress, or whatever that you're going through at the end of the week, to kind of alleviate that. And alleviate the bullshit from the snakes in the grass, the financial loss, the self pity, and really alleviate that by traveling. Traveling and seeing new things really helps. With so many things when it comes to mental issues. But yes, definitely push forward on yourself, push forward on the things that you want, and push against people talking down about you. All right, let's see what the poll cards have to say. The star. So yes, make a wish. Make a wish. And I feel like the wish that you want to make is making this harvest work, to making that past effort work, you know? And there is opportunity here to do so, saving money, this good news that comes in, and not denying the good news because your emotions are all over the place, okay? You have to put in the work, okay? You have to make it work. The star doesn't just work by itself. You have to work with the star in order to get that wish fulfillment. You make the wish, then you put in the work. You put in the effort. You do your best. Not try, do your best. Okay? I'm really against people saying, I tried. You don't try. You do your best. You do your best, or you don't do it all. That's all there is to it. So anyway, I hope this resonated. I hope it helped in some way. And if it did, hit that like button. And if you would, please comment, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you back here next week. And until then, stay safe, stay mindful, and stay healthy.